You know, one of the most competitive things that's out there right now, if you're a parent of a teenager, you know, and that is college scholarship money. Very hard to get for athletics and very hard as far as it goes to separate players from other players. And that's what we're going to talk to two familiar faces about this week in Shirley and Phillip. And welcome back there, of course, with Primal Air. And if you could, let's delve into this topic a little bit. How can you help athletes kind of separate themselves from the pack?
Well, that's really it. There's just tiny little separations that can mean the difference between having to pay your own whole full tuition or getting at least some scholarship money. And there are scholarships for all kinds of sports: basketball, bowling, football. You know, there's some big ones and some little ones. And the breathing, it can be something that can set the players apart. Sometimes it is just a tiny little edge, and the stamina that you can create by practicing better breathing can really, well, I'm not gonna, make a guarantee, but every little edge counts. People pay for classes for basket shooting, they pay for speed classes, they pay for all different kinds of classes, and there's not a lot of attention being paid to the stamina part.
Yeah, and so talk about stamina a little bit now. Like, my son will be in camps and in showcases almost every weekend. Sometimes they're 6-7 hours long. So how can proper breathing help him when we're getting into hour 5 of a showcase?
Well, with the proper breathing techniques beforehand and getting up into that training part, he's going to have more oxygen for his muscles longer, and his body's going to be more accustomed to that kind of oxygen level.
You know, basketball, we're in that season right now. We see you at all these games as well.
It's fun.
That's a very competitive scholarship field. How can you help basketball players improve? Because they got a variety of needs, don't they, as far as breathing?
They do have a variety of needs. And during the training portion, not necessarily right at the game, but when you're training is where this magic is really happening. And then that translates onto the actual court, because they aren't hunched over,
Right, you see it all the time.
And panting, yeah, you see it really often, and you can see the really good players don't do that panting so much.
Now, another thing is, and you always like to tell us what's going on, when do the next classes start, any specials, what have you got going on?
Right now we got classes coming up on March 13th. It's a Botico Performance Breathing. It's for anybody that wants to come in. We're offering 30% off. 1266 West Main Street in Sun Prairie. It's the world headquarters. You can stop on in at any time. You can call 608-318-2800 and live better, breathe better.
Perfect, yeah, great slogan and great stuff. Shirley and Phil, thanks as always.
A special thank you to Conan Automotive in Stoughton for supporting local athletics.